Driving with John is coming through! Hey everybody. Welcome back to Driving with John. I'm John, if you didn't know that. Thanks for watching a couple videos ago when my twin brother filled in. You know what I mean by that? Okay. Alright, sometimes my sense of humor, I don't even get it, you know what I mean? Alright. So, I actually had a request recently to talk a little bit about trucking. And there's a lot of trucking videos out there. There's about how to fix your truck, there's all this other stuff. But a lot of my subscribers aren't truckers, and the ones that are probably know everything I'm about to say. But I'm going to give you a few things that you might not know about trucking. Now, the easiest one, because it's all about the money, right? You know what I mean? It's not all about the money, but that's what everybody thinks. So, the first one I would say would be how truckers get paid. Okay? Like, if you go to work and you punch in and you're paid hourly, truckers aren't paid that way. They're paid by the mile. So if they're not moving,
all I do is drive.
Yeah, that. If they're not moving, then they're not making money. So in other words, let's say you work at a retail store and you go in and you punch in and your boss says, I need you to do this, 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 and this, but we're not going to pay you to do it. Welcome to trucking. I'm not joking. A lot of our job outside of driving, you know, has to do with sitting and waiting. And we're at work, we're doing our job, but we're not getting paid a dime to do it. So, that's one thing. Hey, I tried to relate it to general public, you know, people are paid hourly. If you're paid salary or if you've ever been paid commission, you know, commission, you probably have a better idea of what I mean. Because commission, a lot of times you do a lot of extra work and you make your money when you make the sale. I used to be commissioned, so I know what that's about. But with us, it's all about the miles.
All I do is drive, 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 drive.
Yeah, that. Sorry, I love that song, Johnny Cash. So, that's one thing you might not know about trucking. Here's another thing, and this happened to me personally just recently. Oh my goodness, it gets so frustrating sometimes. I went to pick up a load, and my company told me the load picked up at 7 a.m. But they didn't give me the load until somewhere around 11:30 a.m. So I was already late. And all the truckers out there are going to go, oh, we know what happens next. But you might not know, so I'm going to tell you the whole story. So then I drive all the way there. Well, I'm considered late. Some places will refuse you altogether, but that place, their policy is if you're late, you wait until last. You know, that means you could be sitting for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. Well, that particular case I'm using as an example for a reason, because it was an extreme. I got there at 2:30 in the afternoon. I checked in at the office at 7:30. I checked back in at the office, I don't remember when it was, one more time. And the guy said, you know, we're going to fit you in, we'll call you. So I went to my truck and I went to bed. They called me about 5:30 in the morning. Now, a reminder, I got here at like 2:30, not here. I'm not there now. This happened like a week ago. But got there about 2:30 in the afternoon. They called me about 5 or 5:30 in the morning, and they asked me if I still wanted to be loaded. After sitting there all those hours, not making a penny. I said, of course, you know, I still want to be loaded. I'm there, I might as well get the load, you know what I mean? So then they said, okay, we'll be calling you soon. Well, I went back to sleep. They called me about 7:15, 7:30 in the morning to get loaded. I was out of there about 9:30 in the morning, I think it was. Maybe 10. I don't know exactly. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff truckers have to go through. I made zero money, and I worked 18 hours. Now, granted, I slept for part of that, but I'm still at work, okay? I'm not at home with my family. I'm not eating dinner with my family. I'm still at work. And you don't sleep really well when you're waiting for a phone call because you got to wake up when the phone rings. So, yeah, it was frustrating, to say the least. So that's one thing that can happen to a trucker that you might not know about. I mean, so now you know we don't get paid like you do. We're asked to do things that are outside of, payment, but yet we still have to do them to do our job. So let me think of another thing. Other problems that we might have. Well, when you go to shippers and receivers, you drive there and you pull in. Let's say you're on time, you pull in. Actually, this happened to me the other day at a Walmart distribution center. I pulled in. I was actually an hour early. Actually, I was about an hour and 3 minutes early, but they let me in. They let me in. They gave me a door. I went to my door. I went and checked in the office. Once I backed into that door, I'm no longer getting paid. And to be honest, as soon as I arrive, I'm no longer getting paid. I had to walk about a quarter of a mile to the office, hand in my paperwork, walk a quarter mile back to my truck, get in my truck, and wait. I think I arrived there around 1 a.m. and I left there around 5:30 a.m. Again, not getting paid for that. Yep, happens. Now that's a little bit of extreme. Normally it's a couple hours, 2-3 hours to get loaded or unloaded. But you get my point. There's a lot of things that we don't get paid to do. So, I mean, it's chaotic sometimes. Sometimes, you don't have enough time in the day to drive far enough to get where you need to go. If you manage your clock well, you should be able to, as long as your planner is setting you up properly, or your driver manager, or whoever's planning your loads, if you're a company driver. If you are your own driver and you're not with a company, then I guess that's on you. But, yeah, so that's one thing. So, yeah, there's lots of things I could talk about. I'm just giving some real world situations to make you realize, when you're driving around, you see that big old trucker, and he just seems like he's in your way. No, you're in his way. He's actually making money at that moment. And you're in a car, so you can easily maneuver around the highway and maneuver around, stopping the road, whatever you want. He can't. So have patience with truckers. We're out here trying to deliver goods so that you can buy them. Have some patience with us, because we go through chaos. We go through stress. I mean, the highways, you can imagine how stressful it is on a highway when you're driving a car. Imagine driving a rig that weighs 80,000 pounds. Matter of fact, I'll tell you another story that happens to rig drivers. Okay. This one scared me half to death. So, I was driving, I think it was through Nashville, and there was 2 lanes that were taking an exit to the right, and I was in the next lane over, and then there was lanes on my left hand side also. There were cars in all of those lanes. So I'm coming down through, the 2 lanes to my right pretty much stop. Well, as a truck driver, I know what that means. That's dangerous, because people cut me off all the time, not thinking I can't stop. Okay, 80,000 pounds does not stop like that. It takes time. So I start slowing down. As I start slowing down, I look up. Nissan Altima pulls out from the lane next to me, over here, and pulls out like this. Gets into my lane sideways, kind of diagonal like that, and stops. I'm going 50 miles an hour. Now, God was with me that day. I didn't kill that person because there was nobody next to me, so I was able to get over. But technically, I shouldn't have to get over. Technically, when you merge into traffic like that, you shouldn't do it 6 feet in front of a rig, and you also shouldn't stop. But I pulled over to the lane over and missed the guy probably that much. Not joking. I guarantee he did an accident in his pants. I guarantee I was quite heated about that. So, if I couldn't have got over, if there was traffic next to me, I would have had no choice but to hit him in his driver's door, going probably about 50 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour, because I just started slowing down. That would kill him. That person would be dead. We deal with stress out here, real stress. People could die if we mess up. If you go to work, and if you're working, let's say, in retail, Okay, if you stock something in the wrong place or ring it up at the wrong price, nobody dies. If we do something wrong, somebody could die. So again, when you're out there and you're on the highways and the byways and the back roads and you see an 18-wheeler, first of all, go like this. We love hitting our horn. You know what I mean? We love doing that. Number one. Number two, stay clear of us. Let us do our jobs. Let us make some money. You know, let us get home to our families. We want you to get home to your family. All right, enough complaining. Now, all the truck drivers out there that are watching this right now are either laughing at me or cheering. I'm not sure which. But either way, they know all of this is true. They see this every day. But you guys out there in general public, you don't realize what truckers go through. Now, I'm going to add one more thing to this. And this could just me being a whiner a little bit. But here's something that most people don't realize. You guys just went through a quarantine where you were stuck in your house with your wife and kids or whoever you were with, or maybe you were by yourself. If you were by yourself, you can probably relate to a truck driver. We spend, of course, you know, if something's going to go wrong, it does. I ran out of memory in my phone. So, real quick, so I can wrap up this video, we spend pretty much 99% of our time alone in a truck. And that's 24/7 until we make it home to our loved ones. And when the reason why it's 99.9 is because, you know, you do talk to people when you go to the shipper or the receiver. With COVID, it's a little less often, but it still happens. Or when you go into the truck stop, you bump into a truck driver and you guys start talking for a couple minutes. But outside of that, there is zero human contact. So imagine the stress, the work that you could do without getting paid, the no human contact. Do you understand now why truckers are the way they are? Not that it's justified or okay to be mean and grumpy, like some are. Most of us aren't. Most of us are actually quite friendly. But it is what it is. Thank you for watching. As always, I really, 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 really appreciate you watching my channel. And I want to remind you to make sure that you go over there, hit that subscribe button, go over there, and slam that like button. Alright. You have a good rest of your day. God bless. Take it easy out there. Talk to you next time.